45 years ago today, on August 29th, 1980, Terry Fox was right here in Nipigon, Ontario. 3 days later, the Marathon of Hope had ended.
After 3,000 miles of inspiring the country, raising millions of dollars for cancer research, and doing the unimaginable, Terry Fox was in the last few days of the Marathon of Hope. Northern Ontario was geographically unforgiving. Terry's pain was unbearable. And as I read Terry's journal, I see that the reality of being human was finally catching up to him.
If I'm feeling good sometimes, my stump might be bothering me. My stump isn't bothering my ankle. My knee isn't working right, or my leg's falling apart. There's so many factors with the artificial legs that make it harder.
Terry was having a really hard time. The physical pain was too much. The emotional stress was adding up, and cancer had returned. On August 22nd, near White Lake Provincial Park, Terry wrote in his journal, "Today my ankle got worse. By 17 miles, I couldn't take it anymore. I am worried, upset, and desperate."
When Terry was in Nipigon, his ankle was in dire straits. A few days prior, he had been flown to Sault Ste. Marie. The doctor, looking at his ankle, also asked to do a chest x-ray.
Everyone in Terry's team and family wanted and asked him to rest, to take recovery seriously. It was clear that things were serious, but as Terry ran through Nipigon, he refused to stop. I've been following Terry across his Marathon of Hope for months now, everywhere from Newfoundland to right here in Nipigon, and I've really not looked forward to this last couple of weeks. 45 years ago yesterday, Terry was really upset.
Terry had just found out that an article had come out accusing him of cheating, of not running as much as they said. And this really hurt Terry. Terry had just been in Terrace Bay. A 10-year-old boy named Greg had been flown there. He had met Terry a few weeks earlier in Hamilton. Greg had the same cancer as Terry did, and he also had lost a leg.
On this occasion, Terry was deeply moved by the sight of 10-year-old Greg Scott, who had also lost a leg to cancer. The boy had flown from his home in Welland, Ontario, to cycle with Terry for part of his run.
Terry would refer to this experience as the most inspirational day of his life. As I've followed Terry's Marathon of Hope the last few months, this day is the one that stands out for me. They went swimming. They hung out. Greg would pass away a few weeks after Terry. And Greg's father took a lot of solace in the fact that he believed that Greg was meeting his friend Terry again.
I'm crying now because there's somebody here right now who is going through the same thing that I went through. Exact same thing, and he's only 10 years old. And I had the most inspirational day of my life today.
"45 years ago today, Terry wrote in his journal, today was difficult. I didn't sleep last night and was wiped before I started. Exhausted and fatigued all day long. Got a lovely, beautiful poem from Rika that lifted my spirits. I feel sick tonight." OPP Officer Doug Ryan escorted Terry through Nipigon.
One of the OPP officers from right here in Nipigon would later say that he saw Terry stop along the water and that he could see how much pain Terry was in. And he remembers that there was a large hill that Terry would have to start running right after that. And he said that he started to cry because he could see how hard it was on Terry, but also that Terry would not give up. But cancer had come back His ankle was in very bad shape. And on September 1st, 1980, after 3,339 miles, Terry told his best friend, Doug, to take him to the hospital. And the Marathon of Hope had ended.
This part of Ontario is beautiful. Beautiful, but with lengthy inclines, bugs, and occasionally dramatic weather coming off of Lake Superior. 45 years ago today, Terry was running right here. His body was starting to shut down. 3 days later, the Marathon of Hope would end. But as we all know, it never really did.
Over the next few months, I'm heading out on the road and following Terry's path across Canada. The more I learn about the Marathon of Hope, the more I realize how important Terry is to Canada, to myself, and to the world. Please consider donating to the Terry Fox Foundation. You can do so at terryfox.org.
Sometimes I wonder if what I'm doing is worth it, if it has meaning. And today, I realized it does. If any of you guys saw me today, when I ran by here, Greg over here, rode behind on his bike behind me today. And I tell you one thing, he's got the same thing I have, and I've never been able to ride a bike. Every time I do, my leg falls off. And he's done all kinds of things. I can't even swim, and we went in the lake yesterday. It's only about the second or third time I've been in a pool, and he was swimming around, and I was just sitting there in one spot. But he's only had his operation 2 months ago. He's already up walking around, doing great. He's riding bikes, and he's been with us 2 days. And I'll tell you one thing: I never heard one complaint. I heard nothing the whole time. And I've had a bit of a sore ankle today, and when he was riding behind me, and I guess I've been whining a little bit. I told myself, "You're a big baby," and I wish he could stay with us all the way, but he can't. In fact, he's going to school again right away, and I'd just like to tell him that he's been a tremendous inspiration to me. I thank him for coming up here and helping me out, and even though you have to go, you're going to be with me all the way, every step of the way, and I'll never forget it.